But storytelling is how I grew my personal brand, my shoe business. And it's like a lot of people aren't able to, they don't build brands because they just do so many different things. And it's like people don't even know, like, what can I come to you for? Can I come to you for hip hop, R&B, reggae, like Afrobeats? Like, what can I come to you for? So you never really get to build that community, that strong community of people. Yes. And you really never get to find your target audience.
Welcome to Keys to the Culture podcast. It's your hostess with the mostest, Maisha, and I am here to celebrate Black creators and innovators who shape the culture around us and give relevance to the creator economy, one post at a time. In other words, we are rooting for everybody Black. So, what is the creator economy? The creator economy is the economy. It is when we give highlight to those who are creating businesses, brands, all from the creator economy, whether they are videographers, they are content creators, et cetera, et cetera. So those viral videos that they are creating are bringing in the money. So why are you not making your money? But here at Keys to the Culture, we like to give some shine to people who are doing amazing things for the culture. And one person who is a culture change maker is Miss Diddy. Miss Diddy has been doing things for over 10 years in the city of Los Angeles and abroad for brands, marketing, has created a way for women to give light to Black businesses, Black brands, and she has partnered with Ciroc, Diddy, Nike, et cetera, et cetera. So we want to give her a shout out today to Miss Diddy. And just like Miss Diddy, we have a man today who is a brand consultant, who is a coach, a serial entrepreneur. He owns his own shoe brand called LFLS, like father, like son. And I want to welcome him today with a big welcome, Dr. Dapper.
What it do? They got the claps lined up in the back. Edit that in.
Right, we already starting off. So Dr. Dapper, I'm so happy you are here today. I feel like I've seen this man everywhere in LA. I don't know about y'all, but I be in the streets, out in the streets, but not in that way.
In the streets more
but in the streets, in the industry. So I know a lot of people in different lights in different industries, but I've seen this man a little bit of everywhere. So when I want to start with this question. When did you know that Black creativity is the culture?
Shoot, I guess. And what's that video? When did you know that you it's a video. It's funny, but let me answer the question. I'm getting off track already.
It's all right. Go ahead.
When did I know Black creativity was a culture? I mean, when I see the influence that it has, you know. I think when I look at different cultures, I see a lot of splashes and sprinkles of like Black ideas and concepts and ways of living and ways of talking and ways of dancing and just, you know, living life. So I think I realized that pretty early because if you're very aware and just conscious about your surroundings, you can kind of like notice that, dang, a lot of this shit it's really coming from stuff that we're kind of originating. Yeah. So it's really dope. It's just like how people say when I have a lot of concepts and stuff when it comes to like shoes and events and all these other things, and a lot of people start to like copy that.
Absolutely.
Like to the creator, it's like it feels like, damn, y'all really like disrespecting me, bro. But then it's always that perspective, like, oh, that's a level of respect, or it's like you should be honored because these people are copying you. And it's kind of like to an extent, I get that, but so that's.
I feel like we're the blueprint, though. I feel like a lot of things that I do, I see it mimicked a lot on social media, and I don't have like a huge following yet. And what I notice is a lot of people, they'll see it and they'll just be like, let me just borrow this for a second. But as Black people and the creator economy in general and different parts of the creator economy, it's a lot of non-Black people that take our recipe and they profit off of it. So from your perspective, how can Black people start to take ownership of our own content?
You know, I mean, I want to talk about that from a different perspective too. Like when you said a lot of like, we'll say white people, whoever takes from Black people, and I've always been the person that looks from a different perspective. Like, what are Black people doing to Black people that's holding us back? So I tend to think a lot of people that do similar things to what I do, because right now I'm heavy in you said the shoes, I'm heavy in events. Like I'm just really like all in on the outlet, and that's my main thing right now. So I see a lot of there's a lack of creativity within the community too. You know, so I think if we're gonna be mad at somebody else for jacking our swag, it's like, yo, stop jacking your brother's swag. Like, what's your lane? What are you doing? What are you like creating? And I think there's a lack of creativity, and a lot of motherfuckers like, oh, I'm a creative, but they just copy and pasting. It's like you're really not creating. So we can talk about it from that perspective, but then also on the flip side, when you to own your creativity, it's intellectual property. It's like, do I have an LLC? You know, do I have a trademark?
Now we really
do I have EIN? Do I have a business bank account?
On.
Can I actually go back and show proof that I've actually been using this thing, or this is I'm the originator of this thing? So it's like, how can I have this idea, but I haven't built a house around it.
Yes.
So I'm leaving it open for anybody to damage it or take it and use it.
Yes.
So you really have to, you know, not be afraid to put it out there, but when you put it out there, you gotta know how to put it out there right.
Yes.
It's like, yo, you just throwing shit out there in the air, like just letting it catch the wind.
Right.
So it's gonna go wherever it want to go, and somebody gonna catch it in the wind and be like, oh, this is dope.
Right.
So yeah, build a house around it. And if you don't know how to build a house the right way, that's where a lot of creatives lack, because they don't have the business side of things. So I'm one of the few that, you know, I'm a creative individual, but I have that business mindset behind it. So that's my approach to it.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%. What I've noticed too, just in that way that you explain it, a lot of people don't know how to start a business properly and to have it as a legal entity. They don't understand that whole world of what that is. And what's really interesting, during the pandemic, you did launch a lot of different resources for entrepreneurs as well through your coaching and consulting services. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your branding services that you provide in marketing.
See, I don't even do that no more. That's for special people. That's just for people. That's just for like special people. Like if you know, you know, and then you like tap in, you like, hey, or either really, it became a thing where if I'm sitting down with you, I give game just off top because that's just, I feel like I'm a vessel, like, and I feel moved to just pour into people. Like I really enjoy doing that. So because I don't have to do that to make money anymore, I could do it to make money, but I don't have to. So if anybody needs help or needs assistance, and I'm just sitting there with you, breaking bread with you, that's another level. That's another way that I'm really pouring into you and adding value and giving you a different perspective on like how you can approach what you're trying to do. And then more time than not, that relationship, and you're gonna remember how it made you feel and the value I gave you versus like the dollars that I dropped on a meal that I paid for you. So I'm really big. I feel like that's a tool that I get to use now, is like my knowledge and my experience, and I'm able to share that with other people. But the services, I mean, you can tap in if you want to and book something. You know, I always keep that link loaded. You know what I'm saying? We won't play with that.
Exactly. But you have so much experience because we've watched you from, at least I have, from the time that I've seen you online. I've watched you grow as your personal brand and also with the many different brands that you have. So let's talk about Like Father Like Son, your shoes, LFLS, and how that started. Yeah,
so I mean that's the people that know me for that. They really like been with me for a long time, you know. So that started in college, and I'm going back before college. I grew up in church. Yes. My stepdad was a pastor. My mom was the first lady. So my mom always like kept me dressed up nice. I played the drums in church. So that's like those are my roots. So because my mom kind of like introduced me and just brought me into the world. Like when I popped out, that motherfucker, I was in like a little bow tie. I'm like, oh wow, this is crazy, dog. Like I'm already like
a little deacon.
I'm already. Somebody called me a dean the other day.
Right. Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, I'm already him. Look at him. He's dope.
He's already him.
So that just it's things that, you know, that just stuck with me over time, and then my style has just evolved into this very dapper, classic, you know, situation, and that's just that's kind of like how I found my lane within my personal brand and what kind of business I was going to start, because every business that I start, it aligns with my lifestyle. So therefore, I never have to force any business that I start, because there's a problem, and I find a way to connect it to my lifestyle. So yeah, the shoes came about because I was majoring in fashion, and I knew I was going to do something in fashion. I knew it was going to be suits or ties or socks or shoes, whatever. And the shoes came about because of an article I read, and my mom, she was like, just wait until you get out of college, get a job, blah, blah, this and that. And I just, you know, being me, I went against the grain, and I just started researching it, sketching, and found some factories, and then she kind of ended up helping me with some credit cards, and I got my first samples, and then she passed away like a month before I graduated college. So she never got to see me sell a pair, but the shoes will always be, you know, like a passion project for me. I thought it was gonna be my main thing, but that's where the pivot comes in too, like being willing to pivot to you know, scale. But yeah, that's how it started. Started in college. Started it back in 2015. And without the shoes, I definitely wouldn't be sitting right here, because I wouldn't be in LA. You know.
Yeah, because I seen your shoes very early on. And I was like, oh, I love those shoes because I'm a big fan of like Oxfords, and I love a good pair of shoes, especially men. I love a man to dress up.
You can tell a lot about a person with their shoes. Everywhere I go, I'm dropping my head, looking at the shoes,
Come
like what
on.
they got on.
You do.
Everywhere I go, I have peeped everybody's shoes in here. I'm like, what they got on?
Right.
Because that can tell a lot about how they care about themselves and you know their style, their aesthetic. Sometimes their personality, you know, and what they might like. Because you know me, I like nice things. Because I never had nice things. So I'm gonna experience some nice stuff, but the classic nice things. So yeah, shoes are everything.
Yeah. So how was your transition to LA? Because you come from Arkansas.
Yeah, I went from the country. I
That's
went
country.
from nothing.
Let's talk about it.
You want to know about that? I'll tell you about that right
Listen,
there.
baby.
Don't even do it to me. Don't do it to me. I'll do it the rest of this damn interview. I'll do it right now. I tell you what. All right. So coming to LA from Arkansas.
You know what?
No, coming from Arkansas to LA I was worried. You know how you worried about like taking a leap and you know you want to like grow, but you're like, dang, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be all these challenges. But I met MJ Harris on social media, and he's the reason why I took that leap because he was like, why had you moved to LA? And I was like, wow, it's expensive. You know, I got food stamps back in Arkansas. I'm chilling, my rent cheap. I got connections, and he kind of like just took all that and like whatever, like that's bullshit excuses for like why you won't like move somewhere where you can thrive. Right. So he was like, come out here and see what a move would look like, and you can crash at my crib. And he showed me around, and it was between here, Atlanta, and Dallas. Wow. And you know, Dallas was too close to home. Too many people that you know come from Arkansas go to Dallas, and then Atlanta, you know, might not be a popular opinion, but I don't like it. It's too like grungy and you know between Atlanta and LA, I was like I feel like if I build wealth in LA, it's normal, and I feel I can go somewhere and be safe. Absolutely. In Atlanta, I felt like I couldn't be safe nowhere.
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
These niggas in Buckhead, they in Buckhead like with the scammers now. I'm like, wow, they just take it over. Let me just like, listen, I can't do
I love
it.
Y'all.
So no, nothing against Atlanta. Atlanta's dope for Black excellence and a lot of, you know. I also love diversity. Yes. I'm really big on diversity, you know, and I've never started a brand and been Black this or the Black Amazon or the Black. I don't do that because you know I don't. You don't have to because we brands will put us in advertisement and marketing, and we'll think we'll go shop there because we see ourselves. They don't have to put like, hey, it's for you, it's for Black people. But if you show Black people, you show Black excellence, people will feel comfortable going there. They'll be like, oh, this is for me. This looks like it for me, and it doesn't have to say Black this. It doesn't have to push other people away or exclude other people. It's just this is it exudes like just Black excellence, and it's like that's going to attract them. But Atlanta was just rough, dog. It was gloomy. It was too grungy. It was too. I don't even want to say the words on this.
Y'all.
And LA was just very. I felt like I could wake up and be energized. I love the creativity. I love the weather. I love the beach. I loved the people were always hustling. I love I'm not too far from anything that I might need access to.
20 minutes,
whether it's film, whether it's the music industry, whether it's nightlife, whether it's food, whether it's fashion. It was just all here. Yeah. And I was like, wow, this is like dope to be able to go to a place and just have access to so many things. So it was a very fruitful place, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you know what is really interesting? When people come to LA, some people say they lose themselves.
A lot of people lose themselves.
Yeah.
I know why, too.
How can you lose yourself in LA? Because I come from LA. I'm born and raised Long Beach.
Look at you. Come on, local.
East Side. So I'm from Long Beach. I'm from the East Side Long Beach. And Long Beach, we just right here adjacent to everything. We're in Los Angeles County, but everything is within 20, 30 minutes from you here. Yeah. And I've seen all parts of LA, but when people come here from different states, they always say, you know, some people, they're losing themselves, they don't know who they are. Where does that come from? Is that kind of like just trying to fit into the culture or try to live up to this Hollywood kind of image that comes along with that?
I think is what I've come down to is like just two things. Yeah. It's either you know yourself or you don't know yourself. On the side of you knowing yourself, you come to a place like LA and you're worried about people judging you for who you are. Yeah. So people never lean into like who they know they really are. So therefore they're kind of like suppressing their natural being, and then they end up just turning into somebody that they're really not because they were worried that people would judge them. And then on the flip side, there's the person that comes here, doesn't know themselves, they're not grounded, they're not focused. Yeah. And that person is just open to be pulled into whichever direction. So whenever they come here, if they end up with the wrong crowd or the wrong group, the wrong influence, the wrong environment, they're going to end up going in a direction that's not, beneficial for them. And that's because they're not rooted and grounded in knowing like who they are, and then actually like being that person when they step outside. Because whenever you actually are the person that you truly are, then you attract who's supposed to be like in your life. So it's not rocket science, but it becomes that when people become people pleasers. And really don't, and they want to be like super extra and be like, they feel like they have to do so much to be seen in Hollywood because there's so many fucking people here. And there's so many people trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do. Like everybody doing a podcast. So people think, oh, I have to be like this and this and that. I got to put on this facade and be this like character. And it's like, no, you don't. You're going to be yourself. The day I realized people will pay me just to be me, that's when I started making the most money. I'm
Come on.
Yeah, y'all tripping. Y'all got me. Y'all got this. All the game all fucked up. Like you really gotta tap into like
being yourself.
Self is source, and that source has a lot of wealth. So and I created an environment where I could thrive and I felt comfortable because I didn't like Hollywood when I came here. So that's why I started doing the upscale events because I didn't see somebody catering to that market, and I didn't see somebody doing something that I was like, I would go to that, and I could put on a suit and go to that. So it's
definitely. Same for me too. Like I was in corporate.
Hey, it's your girl Maisha from Keys to the Culture podcast. Are you a creative building a brand and want to take your business to the next level? Then listen up because I got some exciting news for you. One of the fastest ways to reach your target audience is to promote on Keys to the Culture podcast. Why? Because we have some of the biggest names in the game, from musicians to CEOs to creatives and bosses of all kinds. So this is your chance to tap into our audience to grow your business to the next level. We work with small businesses as well as newbies in the game. So don't worry if you're just starting out, we got you covered. Are you ready to promote on Keys to Culture podcast? Well, click the link in the bio to promote today.
Same for me too. Like I was in corporate America for over 16 years. 16 hard years. And for me, just being myself as well has opened so many different doors of opportunity for me and so many endless possibilities, just being my own personality. Because I love to laugh. I love to be loud when I'm comfortable around people because I'm an extroverted introvert. So I like,
ambivert.
That part.
That one.
So I like to, when I'm comfortable, be myself and be all of me without putting on a facade. And I think people do get lost in that. And that, too, influences how people move in LA when it comes to social gatherings.
Yeah.
Now, talking about the Outlet LA. Now,
That's
this is
right
a
there.
big bar.
That's it.
You changed the game with the Outlet LA because a lot of people put on events. It ain't the same. The crowd's not the same. Because I always say my best brunch spots are always in the South. Like Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, whatever. But in LA, brunch was not brunching. So let's talk about the Outlet LA and all that you have going on with that.
Yeah, the Outlet, that's my upscale events curation company. So what I'm gonna do with that is build into a global nightlife and hospitality group.
I love
it. And the thing, it's so many different layers to it because one layer was I don't like how Hollywood is structured and how the long lines, the smoking the weed, the twerking, the ratchetness, the sagging, the holding up the wall, nobody's dancing, and there's like all the hip hop and rap and no R&B and like no mature, real like valuable people in this space. Everybody's just trying to look like they cool, but they go back to the crib where they got 5 niggas living in the same room and they got air mattresses and shit. So it's like it's so fake. Yeah, air mattresses and shit, with the Fashion Nova on when they step out, but it's like they go back to the crib. So it's a lot of fake shit in LA. Even the shows people see on TV, it's like they don't even know that they're okay. Clap on 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's clap.
Right.
It's LA's so fake. So I wanted to create a space where it was true family. It's authentic. It's genuine. You step in, you can feel like you're at a family reunion. You never met the person you're next to. I didn't like the bottle service, like all that. Because it's like just showy and separate division for people. Like you're better than me. And it's like you're really not because y'all, all 10 of y'all niggas just put 100 in on the bottle. And it's like, yo, chill out, relax. Like,
come on now.
Let's be on the same level.
Putting it on the tab.
They got 10 cards laying on the table. Like, you want me to split this? It's 10 cards? It's like, yeah, cool, do it. But no hate, no shade on them. That's what you want to do. And I feel like I just wanted to create a space that was more for that mature person that ages out of Hollywood. And they're like, dang, where do I go to have like a really good time, hear R&B, see live music, really connect with good people and dress up. Where can I go dress up?
Yeah.
And it's like there's not a lot of places in LA where you can go to dress up that's curated for you, where you feel safe, and going even further, that's owned by you. So it's like I got tired of seeing promoters being gatekeepers at a white man's spot.
Come on.
Like why you holding me out of the spot? Because you think you all like him and you not him. You just like working at Delilah's or Classic Cat, and it's like. Yeah, so I wanted to give people access to spaces we, previously didn't have access to. So I'll go negotiate the deal, curate the entire event, and bring my people in. And ain't no gatekeeper, So we all in here just vibing, regardless of if you work at Walmart, Target, or if you own a fucking $1 million company. We all like in the same space on the same level, and we have the same expectations of how we stepping into this space. So that's just the grazing the surface of the outlet, because the outlet has so many different things like under it too. That I'm moving into.
You do.
Like, it's really not to be stupid. Like I let people copy off of the events, and I'm like, all right, you weren't doing grown and sexy before. That wasn't a thing before the outlet came. So it's a lot of things that weren't a thing before the outlet came. And my next moves, people just can't do them. They just can't do them. Like it's impossible for them to do. It's possible. They're not even mentally capable of thinking scale that far. They're not even capable of taking that much risk. Because as a promoter, these niggas just saying, pull up to the club, get a bottle. I got the girls. All right, cool. They're not thinking like business. So I connected a business approach to the event curation side of things, the nightlife hospitality. And yeah, there's a lot of shit that's in the works. A whole lot.
I love it. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on. It's the brunch. The brunches be brunching too.
Brunch is lit. Add a clip right there. Throw it in the booth. The brunch be lit. Yeah, it's great. But the brunch is also very stressful. Because it's people.
Really?
Yeah, because you can when you're working with a higher caliber of black person, sometimes very it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes there's a different level of entitlement that I don't appreciate. Because you can have an Amex card, who gives a fuck? Like I don't care about your Amex card. Like I'm not about to treat you different because you have this and you feel like, oh, I paid this amount for the event, I deserve this. Like no, you don't. Like don't come back then. So it's a level of like getting to the point where if it's for you, it's for you. And if it's not, I can't please everybody. Yeah. And if it's just 2 people out of 1,000 people, I don't care.
Right.
Peace. Go find somebody else.
Hello.
I don't need that energy here.
That part, everybody's not your audience.
Yeah.
That's what people don't understand too when it comes to branding and marketing.
Yeah.
Everybody is not your core audience.
Speak on that.
So let's talk about branding and marketing, and let's get into depth in this because a lot of people don't understand how to actually build a brand. And that comes before you start to market it because you can't just throw stuff out there and it's going to stick to the wall. You have to build a brand. And let's talk about the importance of building a brand first.
The importance of building a brand, to me, is like it gives you a sense of direction, And it also gives people that come to your page, let's talk about personal brands, for example. If I come to your page, I need to know exactly what my options are here. Like what am I coming for? What's your thing? What's your niche? What's your lane? What's your expertise? What's your story? Like why do I need to be here? Why do I need to invest in it? Storytelling is like one of the main things that helped me just grow my previous businesses. It's not that a little bit now I'm bringing it back in a little bit with the outlet, but storytelling is how I grew my personal brand, my shoe business. And it's like a lot of people they don't build brands because they just do so many different things. And it's like people don't even know, like, what can I come to you for? Can I come to you for hip-hop, R&B, reggae, like Afrobeats? Like, what can I come to you for? So you never really get to build that community, that strong community of people. Yes. And you really never get to find your target audience, that person that that's between this age.
Your avatar.
Yeah, your avatar. You never get to find your avatar because you never built a brand and you just doing shit. Like you said, throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah, I be seeing that a lot on social media, and during the pandemic, everybody was doing a little bit of something. Everybody had a clothing line. They were coaches, consultants. Then next thing I know, they're selling real estate. Wait, what? What are you selling to me?
Be confused as hell. I'm
confusing me.
They confuse themselves. They just
exactly.
They wake up, look in the mirror, lost as fuck. Like, what am I to do today?
Exactly.
What we gonna work on today?
You know what? It's not. It's not expertise. There's no expertise. People are not really studying their craft to become whatever they choose to be. So if you really want to thrive in the marketing space, you need to study that. I'm not saying you got to go get a degree. But what I'm saying is you need to be an expert in that area. Yeah. How can you show me your work? Do you have a portfolio? We can go a little further than that. So do you understand who your target audience is, what you mentioned before, who you are, who you serve, what do you believe in? Building those core pillars of your brand is really important. And when it comes to social media, now how do we convey that to our audience?
I always say package, present, promote. And
Yes.
those are my, because I had 6 P's when I was doing stuff. I was like, passion, purpose, product, package, present, promote.
Mm-hmm.
So you take the passion and you turn it into a product, and then you add like a purpose to it.
Yeah.
Passion, purpose, product. And then you package, present, and promote it. So that's when the social media, the websites, the just content and, the packaging of the product, whatever it might be, comes into play. So I think on social media, you have so many different ways to, express who you are, tell your story, and things of that nature. And I think, we've been in the space of like video content being like such a big thing. And, I think if you're not on social media, not creating reels, not, going live, because engaging with your community is super important. Ask them like, what do they want? What do they need? Because we don't have to shoot in the dark anymore. We have, the internet where we can just like post some shit and they can just be there and they can just live there. And so on social media, I think it's really important to understand how to like package, present, and promote. And then understand your aesthetic. Like, you don't want it to be like walking into a clustered house. When I come to your page, I don't want to be like, okay, well, how do I find what I'm here looking for?
Yeah.
Same way if I walk into your house. I'm like, I don't even want to be here, dog. Like, cause there's so much shit everywhere. So I look at Instagram pages or TikTok, whatever, as similar to like a house. You gotta really make sure your house is in order and clean and aesthetic, and everything is in place. So I think just on a simple, like, note, that's what matters to me for sure.
Yeah, what is the value that you giving somebody that's coming to your page?
That should be at the top of the page.
That should be at the top of the page.
Top. Like, I tell people all the time, change that bold text from your name because it's kind of like redundant to me. It should be like, what can I get from your page? Like, what do you do? Are you an investor? Are you a coach? Are you a podcaster? Like, what can I expect right there in that searchable? And then beyond that, you go to the bio, which should be structured, aesthetically beautiful, like clean, boom, 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 straight to the point. Call to action at the bottom, link in the bio. Like, you gotta have it just straight to the point, and even the bio should have your page's topics. Like, what are you doing on your page? Are you gonna tell me about lifestyle, fashion, and beauty? Like, what are you telling me about? So I can pick. Oh, I'm here for beauty, and then you can scroll down even more, find the beauty highlight, get a glimpse of what it might be. You can scroll down even more. You can go to the reels and have collections where this is a beauty collection. This is the content that I'm here for. So I think all of those things really matter on the social media standpoint for sure, letting people know what you about.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Your profile is basically a brief introduction to your resume. This is who I am. This is what I do, and this is where you can find it.
Yeah.
That should literally be like your 3 points. Just as he noted, he gave you a whole explanation. Y'all better take notes. This is not just throwing it against the wall. This is some real details that people lack when it comes to social media, because we all on social media. But how are you using your time on social media? Because look, Instagram's so savvy now. They'll send you a message. Is this conversation conductive to your business? I've gotten that so many times. So my friends who be sending me crazy messages, sometimes I don't answer y'all because I'm busy. But like, Instagram knows people are coming on here for business purposes. People are coming here for value. So we're going to push that out into the algorithm. And then those people who are interested, we're going to make sure they are looking at your video. So when it comes to social media, the algorithm has changed quite a bit.
That motherfucker change like you change draws. They're going to change it tomorrow.
Man,
got something else for you. Surprise. Got to keep them on the toes.
Guess what? You're no longer making money, but guess what? It's just a lot
Let's
of stuff.
talk about that, because that's a big thing. It's 2 big things.
Let's talk
the
about
verification and the making money on social media. I don't like the verification because somebody got fucking 800 followers and they following 3,000 people. Like, why you even need a verification? You don't even look like you need to be verified. You just throwing out $15 a month. Have your perspective, because the person that looks like they are supposed to be verified, cool. You probably getting pages copied to you. You got a follow. You got an audience. You got a community. Like, cool, go for that. But the person that literally just be on there looking at goofy shit, why are you paying them $15? Now you're paying them to use the platform just because.
Wasting money.
Like, what you doing? And then on the flip side too, the being paid for reels. Don't rely on somebody else's business to feed you, because if they can feed you, they can starve you. So therefore, how can I take this community I've built, take it off of this platform, create a landing page, create an email list, create a text community, create a website, create a fucking a Kajabi, anything where I can have people signed up to my shit so I can have direct contact with them. And then also, if Instagram not gonna pay me, some brand want to pay me. So how do I get actual true brand deals versus relying on Instagram to pay me a couple $100 for every however many views on this reel? It ain't even no money. Niggas mad about it. Ain't no money. They taking it back, but it's like that's just like getting your tax refund. That's your money.
Yes,
that's your money.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is my perspective on it too. I think social media, specifically Instagram, should have verified people from the jump. So people who are already public figures, people who are business owners should have been verified from the beginning. Because I don't have 1 million followers yet, but I have had at least 5 pages take my pictures and pretend to be me. I know you got a lot.
Yeah, I get one all the time.
All the time. So I think that should have been number 1. Number 2, the same thing you said. They ain't paying you enough. If they decide they want to shut down today, how are you going to get in contact with your audience? Now, a lot of y'all don't have websites. Get your websites together. Get a landing page together. At least there has to be multiple touch points with your audience so that you can continue to grow your audience. Because if I have just Instagram and they say, you know what? We don't no longer want to do this. This is banned in the U.S. TikTok. This is banned in the U.S. And you no longer have access to those people that's following you. You have no other means of making your money. No one talks about...
Psst, you. Come here. Yes, you. Have you been struggling to stay consistent with your content? We've all been there. You told yourself you was going to post about a year ago, but you have yet to post today. But don't worry, I got you covered. Introducing the Ultimate Content Calendar Blueprint. It is a guide that will show you how to stay consistent with your content for the next 30 days and beyond. It's filled with tips, tools, and ideas to help you take your content to the next level. And guess what? It's completely free. So don't wait because it's going to go out fast. So make sure you download the Content Calendar Blueprint today.
Talks about email lists. Come on, email
Yo,
marketing.
listen, emails, man. My email list so fat, dog.
Come on now.
No, it's all natural. It ain't no injections.
Come on.
It's super fat.
Come on, organic. We like organic.
Oh, but no, it's and that goes to the point of like people not actually building true businesses, not building a house around their brand. It's like so many influencers have millions of followers, but they don't even have an EPK or a brand deck or like you said, a website. You paying $15 for the verification. Pay that $15 for Flowdesk and set up a landing page. Catch some emails. You know, put the $15 a month into an ad. You know, whatever it might be. It don't matter. Like just really, it's like our priorities are fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like I want to go out and connect with somebody on social media and let them see I'm verified, and now their whole view on me is different. But you're not following up with no value behind that verification. There's no value behind that verification. That's lit. We're gonna keep that.
Yes.
Motherfuckers be verified all the time, and they got no value. Like, what you doing?
Because.
Just to look cute. Everybody want to look cute. We're in an era of looking cute. Like, does my social media look right? Does my picture look right? Does this angle look right? Let me edit this. Let me get a verification. Let me go out and look like I'm somebody, but I'm really not. Let me park down the street because my shit beat up, but let me walk down and get on the red carpet and be cute. It's like, dog, we live in such a fake time right now, and it's like that's why people don't build true wealth, because they're worried about the wrong shit. Like, you want to look cute. Like you want a bag, but you ain't got a bag inside the bag. It's like, come on, what we doing?
What we doing, y'all?
What we doing?
See, that's what I'm talking about, because that right there, that's some gems. Look, I didn't experience a lot of guys to try to take me out, okay? And, you know, they act like they live in a certain way. And then when you see them, you know, they rent the car, because I used to
Not they renting the car.
I used to work for a rental company. I ain't gonna say the name because you ain't paid me. But I used to work for a really big rental company. I had the #1 sales team, to be exact. And a lot of y'all favorite rappers, a lot of y'all favorite entertainers used to come to me to get their cars. So when I see them flexing on Instagram, I'm like, oh, that's the car I rented to them.
Ain't that something?
Ain't that something? But all in all, with that being said, when it comes to social media, it's a place where you can nurture your business, but it's not your entire business. Look at it as a way to get people to come to buy from you, generating leads and converting them to customers. Don't look at social media as just a place to look cute, like he said. Now, we like to take cute pictures and videos.
I love nice content. Love nice content, but you gotta really be about that in person. Like, a lot of people don't follow up with that in person. Like, that's not you. That's not even you, dog. Like, you You this outgoing, well-dressed ass funny person on social media, but you get in person, you in the wall in the corner somewhere. It's like you in timeout. Like, what we doing, dog? Like, what? Do something.
Right.
Come in here showing that little dance you be doing.
Right. Come on, TikTok.
Don't be doing shit, man.
Right.
All for the gram. Can't do nothing in
all
person.
for the Listen,
Crazy.
y'all. Listen.
Yeah.
I've seen all of it. I done been a little bit of everywhere,
Yeah.
and man, I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's so much fake shit.
And Hollywood it's different. LA is a different vibe. You got to know exactly who you are when you get here. If you don't, you're going to get lost. So make sure you know who you are from the get-go.
And get your money and stay out the way, too.
Get your money and stay out the way.
Stay out the
That's
way.
why I stay to myself. People do not know my business like that. I done work with a little bit of everybody, but you will never know it because I don't even post that on social media.
That's why I had to drive 40 minutes for this podcast. You out the way.
Come on. Look, you know what's crazy?
That's a joke. It's a joke.
No,
That's
you know
funny.
what's crazy? When I'm seen you in Beverly Hills one time. We was at some kind of event. I don't know what it was.
know.
And I see him in Beverly Hills. He was like, Maisha, why don't you post like what you do on there? I was like, I don't want to.
I'm out the way.
I'm just chilling, y'all. I just be in my own world.
Talk about that. That's beautiful because I don't even have to post on my personal page anymore. I don't have to. I just choose to post a little bit. So talk about that. Like on the back end, like how business can be done off of social media, like taking shit offline. I don't think people know how to take stuff offline.
I don't think people do. I think because we're looking for validation and we're looking for titles and we're looking for status a lot of times. We want to be seen as someone important. So a lot of times people, oh, I'm this, I'm that. I got to tell my title. I don't have to tell you when I'm executive. I don't have to tell you all the things that I've done because it's for me. Yes, come on, Snaps. It's for me.
It's still Women's History Month, ain't it?
It is.
Ain't that something? There we go.
So for me, like when it comes to like my personal business, a lot of times I don't share it because I've experienced a lot of people who had negative things to say about me and negative attacks, like in different ways. I've had people say things about me, try to destroy my image and my, you know. Come on,
talk about
you
that.
Want to talk about that?
Talk about that, because you know the less you show, the less they have to come after. Yeah, they can't destroy it. They can't really destroy it if they don't know about it. Come on.
Say it again.
They can't destroy it if they don't know about it.
Come on now. So a lot of things that I keep to myself because that's between me and, you know, the Lord up above. But a lot of people, when it comes to social media, I've had people who try to destroy my name, how to attack my character, try to turn people against me in a lot of different ways. So I had to take a step back, not in fear of what somebody gonna say, because when the right time pop up, the right time gonna pop up when I drop what I need to drop on social media. But for right now, when I'm working, I don't need y'all to know that. And some things are just for me. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm out, I go to a lot of events. I've been in different rooms that you wouldn't even imagine. But I never even posted.
Because you're doing it for you. That's like that's a big thing too. Like, why are you building wealth? Why are you chasing the bag? Why are you starting this business? And you really, I was watching an interview with, or listening to an interview with Master P, and he was talking about, they were talking about like, man, he still goes so hard. He's made hundreds of millions of dollars, and he was like, because I don't do it for the money. Like I really do it for something bigger than like, what's your true purpose? That's what I say, passion, purpose.
And he really don't.
What's your purpose? You know.
Yeah.
So you got to really be doing this shit for another reason. If it's just the money and materialistic, you're gonna lose it, and you're gonna lose yourself, and it just don't stick, man. Like the more money I have, the more I have to give. I'm excited to give. I'm excited to invest. I'm excited to set myself up for when I have kids to be like, yo, we good. Like what you want to do, like how you want to do it, and so I think we really have to find a deeper purpose, and that's what's gonna allow you to get through those tough moments, and then also allow you to be in a space where you aren't posting for outside validation because you're doing it for you. Like, and it's not done until you dead. So every day I'm working because like I still got breath in my body, so I'm still living in my purpose. So
it's bigger than me, and then that's how I look at things. Things are bigger than me, and just like you, I like to reach out and help other people too, because there's a lot of people that I know, a lot of women. I have a huge circle of women who are in the entrepreneur space, and I try to be of help as any way I can. I can connect you with somebody. Hey, you need help with this, and we just feed off each other. What do you need? Let's help each other, because sometimes you need that. You need that circle of trust of people that you can depend on and can pour back into you as much as you pour into them. And that's important when it comes to the entrepreneur journey. It could be very tough. It can be very lonely. And, dating is
Let's
a
talk about
struggle.
that. Shit, dating
Let's
be a
talk,
motherfucker,
let's
boy.
talk
Let me
about dating.
Man,
And
that
it's
shit
specifically dating in L.A.
That shit crazy, man. Dating? Dating?
Dating.
Yeah, dating is
Is it dating? Are we just talking, y'all?
I think a lot of people want sponsors, not relationships.
Ooh,
A lot of women.
Let's talk about that.
I think a lot of women want sponsors, not relationships, because a lot of women want traditional treatment, but modern day benefits, and it's like,
Ooh.
I don't know if you can have both.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a whole different topic. I'm about to do a podcast about that, and I'm about to do a live interview about that, because I don't agree with the mindset of my money is my money and your money is our money when it comes to women doing that. I don't agree with it. So that makes dating harder, because women, and it makes it hard for the women that do deserve a man to like cater to her and care for her, because a lot of women are coming out the gate saying you're supposed to pay for all my shit.
Yeah.
I'm entitled to that because I have this. Like, and it's like, you not. Like, what else you bringing? Like, you're not entitled to this bread. Like, we gonna go get this tea. If you ain't on shit, you're not going to Castaway, Isabel, none of that. Like, hang that shit up. I ain't worried. It ain't even about the money. It's just it's about the reason you're here. Like, are you here for me or are you here for what I got? And I feel like it's hard for men from that standpoint, because a woman can make a man feel like she here for him, but she here for the bag. And she gonna get it and quit it.
You know what? See.
Out.
Okay. Well, there's some different perspectives here. I think when it comes to let's be real. If a man is in his 20s, he ain't gonna be a millionaire already.
I mean, I don't know.
There's a small percentage of men at that age group that are multimillionaires. Let's be real. So if you're looking for a man to take care of you in that capacity at that age group, I don't expect it, because at my age, I don't see a lot of men who have the bag. I see a little older dudes that got their life together, but people in the 20s and 30s, don't expect them to right off the gate be multimillionaires. Also, when it comes to relationships, I think it's a number of things. I think people don't know how to function in healthy relationships. We see things on TV, men and women, and we try to model our dating style to what you see on TV. You see, now all these reality shows have come out over the last 20 plus years now. And because of these reality shows, it's given us an unrealistic view of what it's like to date, to be married. You see these divorces left and right, and it's not real. And I think a lot of us, we just look at that and say, oh, this is relationship goals. Yeah. And then, God forbid, this person is beating her up every night. God forbid, this woman got 3
domestic
boyfriends
violence?
on the side. Domestic violence.
Domestic violence?
Look, we ain't playing that domestic violence stuff. But what I'm saying is, it's a lot of things that are unseen when it comes to relationships. And we like to just model the outside of what's happening, what we see on TV. Yeah. And I think that's hurting us more than benefiting us in a lot of ways.
There's a lot of shit hurting us.
But there's good men and women out there too.
I'm a damn good man. And I know I am. And it's like,
and I'm a good woman.
and it's like, I had to stop putting myself in environments where people, because of their perspective on what a good man is, they downplayed how great I am. So the women that are really close in my life, they understand, like, wow, you're a good dude. Like, this is dope. So I think when men step into a space where they realize that this is also their like temple, and then they're also like a prize, and they're also bringing us to the table. I think we're not allowed to view ourselves in that way, because it's viewed as very like a feminine thing, like, oh, women like, I'm the prize, this is my temple, you gotta protect it, you can't be in here and this and that. The same for a dude, like, you can't. Absolutely. If I'm giving my energy, I'm giving my like just my resources, my time, like just so much stuff, and it's like we aren't typically able to place ourselves on that pedestal and be like, yo, I'm a catch too. Like, what are you talking about? Like, not just because you got that don't mean. You
gotta know your value.
Yeah, you really gotta know your value, and you really gotta stand on that shit.
But the cat is powerful.
The cat, no, for sure, like, for sure. Don't get shit twisted. Don't get shit twisted. Yeah, we love that, but it's like, it's also from a space of, I'm in a space now where I'm not replacing my desire for true intimacy and love with meaningless sex. So the cat can be valuable, but it's more than that. Yes. It's like, am I just is it making me just go chase it? I'm just chasing it, and I'm replacing what I feel empty after I'm done chasing it. It's like, so I can't just chase the cat.
Yeah.
So the cat is valuable.
Absolutely.
It's there.
Absolutely.
It's there. It's very much so appreciated. But what is like substance? What else is there? Because I can even go inside there with your cat and then come out with your baggage.
Not my cat, but
No, like, your cat. and come out with baggage and trauma and all these things.
Real.
And I used to just be like, man, whatever. But and like soul ties and all this, I used to be like, whatever. But then I started to realize, I really feel empty after I just have some meaningless shit. I don't even want to hold you. I don't even want to touch you. I don't even want to talk to you. Like, get out. And I got tired of that.
Wow.
Got tired of that. It's not. It don't do it for me no more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that's deep.
That's what she said. You set
just
that one up. I had to go ahead and hit that one.
Oh, you know what? But anyways, like on a deeper level too, I think it's important. It's important to build relationships up with a great foundation. And that's where I like to begin when I'm entering a dating situation. Yeah. It got to be a foundation there. We got to be friends. I got to like you before I can love you.
Talk about that. A lot of people don't like the people they with.
Yeah.
They don't like them. Like, you don't really like this person. Yeah. You just with this person for, like, the sex or what they got, whatever it might, but you don't like that person as a human, as an individual.
That happens a lot. I don't understand that either, because they complain to their friends, or they going off on each other, and it's just too much. It becomes too much in a relationship, and I'm not liking you. If I'm coming to your house or we live together, and I come home and I don't feel happy or joy to see you, then what's the point of that? I need to build a foundation where we like each other. That when I see you, I'm smiling, I'm hugging you, I'm kissing you. And I know the honeymoon stage, we always talk about that, but when you have a foundation in your relationship, I have friends who've been married over 20 plus years, and they still love each other. They still have energy. When I see them together, I'm like, that's my favorite couple. Shout out to Eve and Hodge, because that's one of my favorite couples. They love each other. They wrote a book together. It's a whole thing. And they're business owners. Yeah, so when it comes to people who are in relationships and you are a person of importance in business, you're an entrepreneur, is that a little more difficult?
I think it is difficult, but I'm reading this book, The Way of the Superior Man, recommended for anybody that's super masculine and or feminine as well, so you can learn both sides of it. But it talks about polarity and all these different things about men, masculine individuals learning how to be in flow with the feminine energy and learn how to, like, cater to it or just live and coexist with it. And I think a lot of men really haven't learned how to treat or just care for the feminine energy or create a space for feminine energy. Yeah. Because we want a woman to just be a certain. The book compared it to feminine energy is like the ocean, and masculine energy is like the ship in the ocean, because the women can be very much like here one day and then here the next day, or 5 minutes from now they mad about something, and it puts a lot of stuff into perspective about how a masculine man can welcome and care for a feminine woman or whatever it might be, a masculine person, feminine person, whatever your gender might be. So yeah, I think the entrepreneurship stuff can be a challenge, but it's also because what's your purpose of wanting to be in love with that person? Are you looking for a business partner? Are you looking for a wife that can be a mom to your kids? Are you looking for a consultant? Are you looking for whatever it might be? So I think if you understand what your purpose of desiring to be in love with that person is, and that's your like focal point, all the other things will kind of just settle into play where they're supposed to be. And I think we kind of expect all of those things at the same level from that one person. And that's what I read in the book yesterday too. It's like you can't expect your wife to be your wife, the mother of your child, your business partner, your consultant, the person you have sex with and you're super intimate with. You can't expect them to be all these things at this level. Yes, say it again. So it's like you have to be, okay, I'm here for the like our star, our center point, our focus is family and whatever it might be. And then the rest of the things kind of like it just settles real smooth because you're here for family. And so everything goes back to family and togetherness and partnership within family kids and traveling with the kids. And it's like, okay, if she wants to build a family, it's like, okay, now we're one and we're able to focus on that same center point, and I think that allows for clarity and just a smooth situation.
I love that.
I'm learning as I go though.
Yeah, so. I'm learning too, because I've been hearing a lot of people on different platforms talking about they want a woman that's traditional. They want a woman who's a go-getter. They want a woman to be home with the kids. I'm like, how's she gonna do all that? We tired. Like if a woman has worked an 8-hour shift on her feet, because I used to work in retail in college, y'all. It's not easy. And I come home, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
You expect me to have a full course meal for you. You expect me to get the kids together, help them with their homework. You expect me to love on you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in balance too.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, when it comes to the entrepreneur journey, sometimes we lose a little bit of balance. And I've done it multiple times where I'm just focused on everything. And I have this man who wants to love me, and I just don't have the capacity for it at that time.
That's a big thing. I run into that a lot.
Yeah.
I run into that a lot.
I run into that a lot as well in my journey, and I'm like, how can I find a balance? And then I said, you know what? I need somebody like me. I need somebody who understands this entrepreneur journey. Like, he's on his thing, and, I understand he's going to be busy, and he understands I'm busy. But there has to be a balance in life in all ways. We find that synergy, and that's what keep us happy. That's what keep us joyous. That's what keep us, ready to build with each other, to help us focus, and that help us work together to a common goal. So when it comes to that point of relationship, finding that balance. So how do you find your balance?
I feel like it's not even trying to find somebody like me. It's more so finding somebody that's willing to invest in this relationship as much as I am. Because you don't have to be an entrepreneur like me, but you have to understand, of course, like my business might come first a lot, but I have to, because my business comes first, doesn't mean I don't have to, as an individual, say I'm going to intentionally make time for this relationship.
Yeah.
So that takes you to be like, I'm busy. You got to understand. It's like, no, you busy, so you make time for what you want to make time for. Yeah. So it's like I might not go to a meeting, or I might leave my calendar open. I might, just spend time with you and be like, oh, I got to take a call real quick, but I'll be right back, bounce back in. So it's like, what works best for your world with your person?
Yeah.
And I think that's where we can find a lot of it can become easier because I'm willing to get that time, and I don't feel like I'm losing in my business because I feel like I'm gaining with you, So it's
that's beautiful.
It's super. It's like whatever. That's why this is my year of love. So I'm actually intentionally investing in love, And with investing in love, it's just like investing in business. You have to be willing to take on that risk of being hurt.
Yeah.
So like I have to be willing to take on that risk of being hurt from and look back like, oh, it's not a loss. It's more like this was what lesson did I learn from this as I move forward and I start to date the next person and the next person. So I've learned so much about my dating style. I've learned so much about just me as an individual because I've never been this aware in my dating space ever in my life.
Wow.
After going through therapy, after just being stable to where I don't have to really stress and wonder like, what am I going to do to pay my rent next month? I'm really like, cool, everything paid. I know where I'm taking my business. I have the trajectory. I'm thinking scale. So all those things are going to just flow with effortless ease.
Absolutely.
And I don't have to overthink and micromanage my business anymore. I don't have to be like, oh, if I want to open up venues, let me micromanage. It's like, nah, I know where I'm going with it. I know the next steps. But before I even get to that point where it's like millions on millions on millions on millions, who I'm going to be with? Like, so that's like it's like I'm at that in that chapter of my life where it's like, okay, who is that person gonna be? And my body's changed, my mental has changed, my desires have just changed, and it's like you have to really grieve the old you and welcome the new you.
Ooh.
And if you don't do that, then you're gonna really be stuck. Like, oh, I ain't got time for her, or no, I'm just trying to find a hoe. You're gonna be stuck, and there's a lot of people that's still stuck in that because they haven't grieved, and it becomes a battle. It becomes an internal battle, and you can be. I mean, you could go crazy.
You can.
If you don't really like just let that go, shed that, and then move on to what's next because that can also hold your career back too.
Yes, it can.
A lot, because going to get the cat take a lot of time. Take a lot of time. It takes
time.
time.
A lot of money.
Time, money. You could be investing that shit in your business. Now you invested it in just getting the nut off.
Yes.
And it's like, how valuable is that nut to you? versus like actually having somebody that you can build with. That you imagine investing the shit that you invest in 10 different women and the time and put that into one person.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shit. You can take some of that shit back and be like, I'm gonna put this in the business.
Exactly.
Like, it's a lot of time and money and energy that we put into that. So I don't see value in it no more. It's priority.
I like how you said, grieve the old you.
You have to.
And welcome the new you. I love that line. So let's talk about that a little bit more, because we all go through different moments in our life where we have to grow and growing pains and different experiences. And you have faced a lot of adversity in your life, losing your grandmother, your mother, and your father before your 2016 graduation.
Yep.
And that can break a lot of people in a lot of ways. And you've been able to even build past that, knowing that they invested time into you. They gave you gems and tools that you needed to build you as the man you are today. So how did you move past those tough times and build a career that you have now?
Yeah, I think it comes down to, in my opinion, perspective. You know, life is all about perspective. So I think in order to, it's like life has to be taken in order for life to be given. So I feel like when their lives were taken, I was given more life every time. So it's like what and it became a part of like my purpose, and it became a thing where I can't. And then also on like just a real shit that the rent gonna be due next month. Yeah. They don't care about if your mom died, your cat died, your dad died. They don't care. It's like, yo, pay the rent or you're gonna be out. So it was a mixture of that real life shit, and then also my mentality shift within like just understanding it's just part of life. You know, people gonna die, things end. Yeah. And it's like, all right, cool. So, but then also having something that you can attach to your business, your life, and your purpose, and it adds an even deeper meaning to it. Like if I hadn't lost my people, I probably wouldn't be. I don't know, but I stepped into a space of being really, really even more who I am, and just like with no holding nothing back. Because it's like my mom ain't telling me like, hey, you can't do that, son. Like you might not want to do that. So I don't have that other like person that I really love and I really, you know, just listen to telling me to do that no more. So it's more so like it's all on me, and I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy, you know, having to rely on myself. I feel like I was prepared for it because I had to mature very early. And I think, you know, the things that happened to me, they just supposed to happen. That's just how my life is set up. That's the cards you dealt. So it's like, either you can play with them or you can get out the game, dude. And I ain't getting out the game.
No,
so
you're not getting out the game.
life's a game. And you know, shit happens. But it's not like it's, oh, yay, everybody passed away. But it's more so like, yeah, it happened, and I'm gonna use that as motivation. I'm gonna use that as something that can inspire other people, you know. And I'm gonna remember what they did for me. And it's like I look at it like a race. You got 4 legs in the race, you know. And then my grandma died in 2010, dad died in 2013, mom died in 2016, and now I have the baton, and I'm like running the race now. So it's so many different things that I've just perspective-wise that allowed me to just keep going and, you know, just push through. So.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate it.
Like I just love the way you have elevated in the places that you are going. It's just something beautiful to see, not just because I know you, but because you are a beautiful black man that is building something for your legacy. And I believe that you have so many places to go. This is just only the beginning for you, and I believe that things are going to just take off. This is your year.
It's about that time.
This is your year.
Yeah. Brother been struggling. People don't like the struggle. People don't like the struggle. They don't talk about that. It be glitz and glam, but shit, man, what?
Let's talk about the struggle.
When I moved to LA, my bank account hit like negative $1,200.
Yeah, I did that too.
People don't be talking about that. Like, oh yeah, everything's smooth, they cute, they got $7 in the bank. Talk about it, bro. Talk about it. Talk about it. Like
now, I had zero a couple times in the bank. Let's
plenty.
be clear. What?
And then
what
one new thing I said too is you hit a new low because you reach a new high. You know, so your previous high is your new floor. If you're gonna really keep leveling up, you really gonna, because people that make $1 million lose $1 million
all the time.
And it's just like, all right, bro, like money's just a tool. It's just a number on the screen. That's how the bank went bankrupt. Shit, they ain't had the money to give you. It's just on the screen. So it's like that doesn't define who you are. If your shit hit negative 1,200, fuck it, show somebody like, yeah, I went through this, and that what that's gonna do is inspire the true entrepreneurs and weed out the entrepreneurs.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that's entrepreneurs that's looking at social media thinking it's all pretty and like just easy, walking apart. And then there's like the true entrepreneur, like, damn, man, they got it all together. Like, and I'm going through this bullshit. Am I by myself? What am I doing wrong? And I feel like if more entrepreneurs showed their true journey and what they're currently going through, you would inspire so many more people to take that leap of faith because they don't feel alone.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what Grow with Maisha is.
Grow with Maisha?
Just
get into it.
Get into it.
Get into it.
Coming soon. So for me, like I've experienced that where multiple times I've lost money. I've lost jobs multiple times. You know, being in corporate America, and then all of a sudden, you know what? We're going to have to cut you off. Like, even during the pandemic, before the pandemic, I was working for a large Fortune 500 company, and we lost our jobs. But thank God for my entrepreneur spirit. I've always knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I was already working on my first startup as I was in corporate America. So I was already saving to leave corporate America during that time. So I had the money. Like, I was like, let me stack some paper just in case. And thank God I did. And then the pandemic, it hit. And
bing
then
bong.
not even, bing bong, not even me. Like, everybody, you know, had some difficult times financially. And just showing that journey, I think a lot of people, like you said, they don't show that journey in entrepreneurship. We like to see the glitz and glamour. We like to show the highlights of our chapters in our lives, but we don't show the parts where people don't see. And that is more inspiring. And that comes back to your first point of being yourself, showing those parts of your life that people can be inspired from, because a lot of people are dealing with that now. A lot of people are experiencing hard times. They can't pay their rent. Their car note is behind. They hiding from the repo man. And they trying to get their stuff together. So what advice would you give somebody who is dealing with struggles in their life, whether it's financially, whether it's family, relationships? What advice would you give them? But they are creative. They are entrepreneurs, and they're trying.
I'll say a lot of stuff probably, but as you were talking, I was thinking about something else. I was thinking about how people, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm trying to reel it back in.
Yeah.
Because I was a part of like pretending, like everything is okay, and I don't know why people pretend like everything's okay. It's like more so people using the lack mentality. So for example, when everybody was able to get free money from like the government. It's like the more that you continue to pour energy into an easy come up or finessing the system or trying to get around something, the longer you're going to be stuck in that rat race. So I think I would always encourage people to do it the right way, you know?
Yeah.
You know, go through the struggle. Don't try to finesse. Don't try to find the easy way out. Just go through it, because that builds character. And you got to really... and then also understanding it's not about like the end goal. Like it's have an end goal, and be flexible on the details. You know. So I'm thinking like the everyday, be present, be in the now. When you think about Eckhart Tolle and just people talking about spirituality and just really understanding that all we have is now. Yeah. And you can't. The more that you try to leave the present moment and try to plan for the future or think on the past, the less you're able to live. So I think more people need to just really live in the present moment, feel what they got to feel, and then just plan. And then also going back to the number in your bank account don't mean shit. Yeah. The debt don't mean shit. It's like, how much debt is America in? It's like we don't. So it's like we have this. I mean, we've been taught to think that, oh, credit cards are bad, debt's bad, this is bad, and it's like, oh, if you miss this, your credit gonna drop and you're gonna be fucked. And it's like, nah, like it's cool. Like all that shit was just created. Like if you're just a good, genuine person and you're always going after you're always walking in your purpose, you're gonna be good. Regardless of if you got $20 in the bank, regardless if your credit score is 500. My credit score dropped a lot during COVID, but it can always be fixed. Always be fixed. My shit jumped 20 more points when I woke up yesterday. I'm like, damn, this shit really about to hit 800. Like, what's it?
Mine went up like 36.
It's crazy. But if I had of like let the moments when it was like down make me down and make me think this is who I am forever, it's like I wouldn't be able to get to the 800 eventually because I'm so stuck in my current situation. I always say your current situation isn't your final destination, and I guess I am with that.
Yeah. I think, you know what, when it comes to life, we have so many different chapters in life. It's like a roller coaster. It's going to be up, it's going to be down. But those tough moments really make you, and they teach you those lessons that you need to learn. So when the next time something happens, because life is not easy, we all know that.
Mm-hmm.
So when the next time come around, you already equipped with the tools to make it through it. And that is something that I hold on to every day at different moments in my life, and I share that with people. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's up and down. It's not gonna always be rainbows and moons and stars, y'all.
Because the problems don't disappear. They get bigger, and you learn how to deal with them better. You know, because right now you might have $1,000 problems, but one day you're gonna have $1 million problems.
Exactly.
And it's like
more money, more problems.
Yeah, and they just become bigger, and you're not worried about a car note no more. You're worried about a fucking warehouse lease. You know, and it's like it's a whole different type of stress or worry. Like, and then you become not numb to worry and stress, but you become like. You enjoy the uncomfortableness. Like you start to get used to being uncomfortable. Yeah. And whenever things aren't uncomfortable, you try to figure out a way you can get uncomfortable. So I go find more debt. I go find more opportunities. I go find more problems because I love solving problems.
Exactly.
But if you're a real entrepreneur that's going to like actually build wealth, anybody you think about, they solving problems.
Yep.
So it's like in order to solve problems, you're gonna have some problems, my nigga. Like problems come with problems. Like it's like cool. I'm gonna go solve these problems. You gonna think you ain't gonna have no problems?
Right. Hello.
That ain't no problem. It's a problem, my nigga. It's a problem. So you gotta really lean into the problems and appreciate the problems, appreciate the lessons, and appreciate the preparation because you don't want to come. You're not ready for $1 million problem. You ain't even accepted the $1,000 problems.
Listen,
you're not ready for the bigger problems, so you'll never get the big problems.
That's why we have the small problems first, so it can prepare us for the big ones.
Come on.
So when you have them big ones, it's gonna roll off your shoulder. Trust me. Listen, I experienced all of it.
Yeah.
Y'all have no idea. So I can't wait to share a little bit more of my story. But I really want to close this out. And I want you to let the people know what's next for the Outlet LA. What is those long-term goals? What's happening next?
But I ain't gonna even give them too much.
Don't give them too much. You know, just give a preview.
I ain't gonna too much drip. But ownership.
Yes.
In many different facets. This year I'm gonna own 2 things that are big. And then also the thing I'm currently investing in is being one of the first in nightlife hospitality to merge Web3 with the nightlife hospitality space. I haven't seen a lot of people merge the Web3 with the nightlife space. So I'm working on a collection that's going to like merge Web3 and it's going to offer like benefits and perks and all that. But yeah, working on that, working on ownership in things, working on brand partnerships, sponsorships. But when it's all said and done, I'll have hotels and a lot of different shit around California and then probably like around the country. But
I love it.
But yeah, and then I'm also investing in real estate a lot now and
ownership is
film. That's a lot of different shit. And then a gem I guess we can leave with is credit. How do you pay your bills and just pay for your life? You use debit card, credit card.
No, I use a credit card. Build my business credit.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that like life hack or the wealth approach to like just living off credit cards. All I use is credit card. I don't use debit cards.
Debt.
Yeah, leveraging debt. Like people are we're taught to be afraid of it, and it's like I ain't carried a credit card in like a debit card in like 2 years. All I carry is credit cards, and if they can't take it, welcome. No, I'm just. but all I carry is my Amex because of the liability that comes behind it is their money. So if anything happens, they gonna get that shit right back to you. With your points to travel, your points. If you're gonna spend it. Anyways, like why not spend on the credit card, get the points, build your credit at the same time. There's so many things. If you drop it, you ain't worry about it. Fuck it. It ain't my money. You always want to have your liquid cash accessible. And it's always going to be accessible if you only carrying your credit cards.
Yep.
Always accessible. I ain't never using my shit. Fuck y'all folks. Debit cards.
So we're going to leave with leveraging debt.
MasterCards. Your master. MasterCard. That's a whole different perspective. Your MasterCard. It's the master. Gave you that card. Like,
come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody said something about a master bedroom. They like, what happened in the master bedroom? I was like, ooh, that's a whole different. Even TVs, television. It's like so many things. People, it's like it becomes crazy. You're like, whoa, let's break this shit.
See, now we don't get that deep today. But how can people find you on the silos of the
The
nets.
silos. You're funny. You're smart. You got big
I'm
words
kinda
and
smart.
shit. Yeah, you're smart. But the Dr. Dapper, THEDOCTORDAPPER on Instagram, and all of my ats are in my bio, which y'all should have y'all's ats in your bio too. Put your business in your bio. And other than that, pull up to the outlet. You know?
Pull up to the outlet. I'm gonna be at the outlet.
That's where you get plugged.
I'm gonna pull up next time. I'm gonna have to step out. You know
Don't play. When is this dropping? Cause don't play with me.
Hey.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Y'all heard that?
Tell y'all when it drops. Okay, but thank you all so much for tuning in to the Keys to the Culture podcast. Follow us on all social media at the Keys to the Culture podcast and our website, keystothepodcast.com. And next time I see you, we're going to have some people up in here who are going to shake the room, shaking the table and shaking the industry. Until next time, talk to you soon. Bye.